This training module demonstrates how to service the tappet and boot assemblies of the Bendix ADB 22X air disc brake. If service inspections show that such servicing is needed, a number of special tools are available from Bendix to help make that servicing easy and efficient. Details on servicing air disc brakes can be found in the service data sheet. A direct link to this information is provided on your screen. If tappet and boot assembly servicing occurs with the caliper still on the vehicle, the wheels and pads must be removed. If your shop prefers to do this job with the caliper removed from the axle, as shown here, the details of the caliper carrier removal procedure are contained in another module of this service series. Be sure to follow your shop's safety procedures, especially when it comes to securing, lifting, and supporting the vehicle. The first step in this procedure is to extend the tappets 1 inch in order to inspect and service the tappet and boot assemblies. If you extend the tappets beyond the 1 inch limit, you will lose thread engagement and synchronization. If that happens, the threads cannot be re-engaged and the caliper will need to be replaced. With the adjuster cap removed, use a 10mm boxed end or socket wrench to turn the shear adapter clockwise. This extends the tappets far enough to be able to complete this service. As you extend the tappets, check that the adjuster turns smoothly and easily. Unfold and inspect both boots thoroughly. Even the smallest leak can allow dirt, water, and road salt into the interior. This, in turn, will lead to future problems of poor or no automatic adjustment. If either boot is damaged, you must replace both boots on the caliper. The next step is to pry out the old boot by inserting a screwdriver between the housing and the boot. Never insert the screwdriver more than 1/4 of an inch, or you may damage the inner seal and/or the threaded tube. If that happens, further inspection is required and the caliper assembly may need to be replaced. With the tappet still extended 1 inch, the next step is to remove the tappet and boot assembly. Position the wedged fork tool between the tappet and the threaded tube and in the orientation shown here. Tap the fork lightly with a hammer to loosen and remove the tappet. Use a screwdriver to remove the tappet bushing. Next, thoroughly inspect the inner seals for damage. As with the boots, damage can allow dirt, water, and road salt into the interior, which can lead to poor or no automatic adjustment. If either inner seal is damaged, both inner seals must be replaced. If you find that both seals are undamaged, the next step is to inspect the threaded tubes. If minor corrosion is present, clean the tubes with a clean shop cloth. If either tube is damaged or significantly corroded, the caliper assembly must be replaced. This procedure is covered in another training module. Now we'll demonstrate component replacement procedures, starting with the inner seals. Using a screwdriver, pry out the inner seal as shown, being careful not to damage the threaded tubes. Then rotate the shear adapter counterclockwise to completely retract the threaded tubes. As the shear adapter is being turned in this direction, it is overcoming the ball clutch torque of the internal adjuster. The slight feel of resistance and the clicking sound are both normal. However, if you continue to apply torque after the tappets have been fully retracted, the shear adapter is designed to fail in order to prevent damaging the internal adjuster. If failure occurs at this point, simply replace the shear adapter and normal brake function will be preserved. If replacement shear adapters continue to fail, it indicates that the internal adjuster is damaged. If this is the case, the caliper must be replaced. With a clean shop towel, clean the caliper's inner seating surface. Next, identify Then assemble the required tools for installing the new seals. Using the tools as shown, fully press the inner seal into the caliper bore. To check for proper installation, rotate the shear adapter clockwise a few turns to see that the seals do not turn in their bores. Next, grease the threaded tube with the grease from the service kit. Then use finger pressure to press the new tappet bushing onto the head of each threaded tube. The final step is to install the tappet and boot assembly. First, make sure the tappet boot sealing seat and the caliper is clean and free of grease. Next, turn the shear adapter counterclockwise to fully wind the tubes back in. Place one tappet and boot assembly on the head of one threaded tube. Now, assemble the required tools. There are some tool variations depending on whether you do the job on or off the axle. If you're doing the job off the axle, as shown here, you'll use these tools to position and press the boot into place. Then, using the same tool, turn it around to press the tappet onto the tappet bushing. Finally, remove the tool and make sure the tappet moves freely on the bushing within the flex of the boot. Then repeat the process for the second tappet and boot assembly. For additional details on these and other procedures, refer to your service data sheet. Tappet and boot assembly servicing, an important aspect of maintaining optimum performance, durability, and overall value for your Bendix air disc brakes. Just what you'd expect from your single complete source for brake system design, manufacturing, hardware and support for all foundation brake components and actuation systems. Bendix Spicer Foundation Brake.